the sacred geometry because a lot of people are interested in sacred geometry, and even if it isn't jewelry, like it could be a picture, for example. I actually teach a class called Sacred Transformation Templates, and the manual is full of geometries. And so I always tell the students to even cleanse the images before they use them. Do you know why? Well, the reason that I do that is because sacred geometry in particular is very, very powerful, and it can attract in all kinds of energies. So if I just show you what I've got first, here it is. Here's my Metatron's cube geometry. There it is right there. You can see that? If I get my face out of the way, perhaps you can see it more clearly. Calimera. Yeah, there it is. It's got two sides. It's got like a silver-based side and a bronze one. So this is the silver, okay, with the bronze background. There it is. And then you've got the bronze with the silver in the background on the other side. And so I noticed that the energy of it, wasn't quite right. So what you will need, but not necessarily, is obviously the object in question, and if you have one, a pendulum. Now this isn't like prerequisite, you don't have to have a pendulum, but I'm just using this for the purpose of display, right? So this show today is all about the display, right? So I'm going to show you what it's like, what the energy of the item of my sacred geometry, my Metatron's cube. I'm going to show you with the use of the pendulum. I'm going to read the energy of it so you can see it visually, the display as we said before. Then we'll do the clearing, and then we'll see it again at the end when we measure it with the pendulum, right? So guys, don't forget to share on, invite this show, this live stream to your followers if you think they're interested in energetic work. And here we go. So first we're going to look at the, hi, how are you? We're going to look at the bronze side first, yeah? So here's my pendulum on top of the bronze side. Let's see what happens. Now, I don't know if you can actually see that, but we've actually got an anti-clockwise spin of the pendulum, anti-clockwise, and it's fairly strong. So that's telling us that it has got some negative energy. Okay, we're energy clearing our sacred geometry items, or any items actually, but I'm using this today. It's my pendant. Now I've flipped it over to the silver side because I noticed that there's a difference in the energy. Hey Neko, what's going on? So let's read the silver side too. Now, isn't this interesting? Now, on the silver side, we've got a positive spin, but on the bronze side, we've got a negative spin. So I asked myself, is it supposed to be like that? Are we supposed to have the polarities on this pendant in order to keep it balanced? But I got that the answer was no, and that it should actually be spinning positive for both sides. Okay, right, so now we know the energetic status of the pendulum, okay? So what we then do is place it in the right hand. You don't necessarily have to put it in your hand, especially if it's someone else's item. You can just put it like on the table or somewhere. You don't actually have to be holding it. And you make a connection to primary source. We're not actually doing it, you're not doing it with me, I'm just kind of demonstrating for you at the moment, okay? Perhaps we can do a live one when we're going together at another point, okay? So I'm going to do it very quickly because I've been doing energy cleansing work for many years. So here it is, I've got it in my right hand. I make my connection to primary source. And I just observe, sense, feel or imagine the negative energy being lifted, transmuted or neutralized. By the way, I'm on the silver side at the moment, which was already positive, but it can still use a little bit of a clean, so we're doing silver side up first. So I'm just kind of hanging in there until I'm shown, or I sense, that silver side up is more clear energetically. Okay, so my palms actually got quite warm there. So for me, that's an indication to flip it over. So I'm going to flip it. Okay, bronze side up now. Bronze side up. This one's the heavier, the denser energy side, right? Because it was spinning anti-clockwise. So in the same way, we ask or sense, feel or observe that the low dense frequencies are being lifted, neutralized, transmuted. Now, in the instance of crystals, when we're doing this, you can actually see the clouding of some crystals clear when I use it on crystals, which is amazing to see. Okay, and so now what I do, it's not complete, okay, it's not complete just yet. So I ask if there's anything else that I need to do in terms of the clearing part of the process, okay? What's up, Captain Bread? So I might be missing some of your comments because my eyes are closed where I'm, you know, in process, in energy clearing process. Okay, so what I'm picking up here is that this actually has a past too. So I'm doing a little bit of investigative work now, investigating a little bit. It's showing me to go back in order to get a proper cleanse. And I'm actually being shown images of where the metals were mined from, so it's really taking me back. And so perhaps I'm getting that some of the conditions were not very pleasant during the mining period. So we're kind of clearing the history, okay, of its origins. And that's giving me a much better outcome at this point. Okay, so that's completed the cleansing portion of the process, right? But we're not finished. So I flip it over and put it into my left palm. Again, as we said, you don't have to put it in your hands, especially when I've dealt with other people's items that are really, really negative. You know, I don't want to touch them. So you can do it with the item on the table. You don't have to hold it at all, but it's mine, so I feel comfortable to be holding it. So I flipped it over, placed it in my left palm now, and so we're going to give it some installations. Okay, so what we're doing is we're giving it the appropriate energy that is resonant with the item. Now, Metatron's cube is all about infinite probabilities and outcomes. Okay, infinite probabilities and outcomes, but I don't want any probabilities and outcomes being projected to this item. I would like it to be a little bit more specific than that. So I make some installations as I see more coherent to the item and for my specific purposes. So I ask for installations of all probabilities and outcomes, to be from benevolent sources. And to be specific to what it is that I would like to materialize. Instead of allowing any possibilities or outcomes to come through, because these are the properties of Metatron's cube in a geometry, okay? So I would like specific outcomes and probabilities in relation to success that are in alignment with my soul purpose, with my joy and my happiness. And that my Metatron's cube is a receptor to those probabilities, to those outcomes, to materialize success, peace, abundance, love, health. And to guide me in terms of my soul purpose. Gratitude. So first we cleansed, Truth Crew, and then we made our installations. Okay? Okay, there it is. So are we ready to have a look again with our pendulum to see how we go? Yeah? Let's put the good side up. Remember, we had a positive spin. Thanks for the hearts, guys. I do appreciate it. We did have a positive spin for the silver side up, but would like to see if there's any differences to that. So here we go. Let me just place that in the centre of my palm there. Here we go. I'm just lifting it higher so you guys can see. Right, so as you can see, we have got a much larger spin. So the energy is a lot more powerful. See, it's spinning very, very strongly now. Beautiful. So let's have a look at it with the bronze side up. Now the bronze side up was our challenge side. Okay, that's where all the negative energy was. Yeah, the dense frequencies. So let's measure for our bronze side up. So guys, look at that. Look at that. So we've got a positive spin. It's not as powerful as the silver side, although it is actually picking up. But can you see it went from negative to positive? So this is confirming to us now that our sacred geometry item has been cleansed appropriately and accordingly, okay? And that it is also carrying the frequencies. It's a transducer for the qualities that I programmed it for. So that, guys, is how you do your cleansing. Now I do a lot of energy cleansing on items, on homes, on offices, on cars, on properties, on whatever. So if you are interested in having that done, if you're feeling that there's something wrong with something that you own or somewhere that you go that you would like to have cleansed, then all you have to do is contact me on my Gmail, which is fusion7healing@gmail.com. Okay, and you know, I do lots of energy cleansing work, successful energy cleansing work. And sacred geometry is a very important thing to cleanse for, yeah? So if you're interested in that, drop me a line. My name is Helen Christodoulou. I am your intuitive coach and mentor. I'm also the founder of the Fusion 7 Healing Mystery School and the author of the book, The Miracle Frequency, that is over on Amazon there for you to purchase. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you're not following, don't forget to follow me on the live streams of Periscope. And also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Helen Christodoulou, and I will answer any comments or questions that you have over there. And you can also catch me for my updates over on Facebook, on my pages, and my timeline and my group too. So with that, have a beautiful Sunday. Take